Hi guys, this is Rosa Kelly. So today we're going to be working on the last part of the lady tutorial. So I hope that you guys are excited to see it all come together, and let's get to it. Welcome back to my channel. I'm excited to see this book come together, and let's get right on to working on these pages. So the first thing that I'm going to do is add magnets where I need it. So we already worked on the pages and we already added this beautiful border edge using our paper punches, and I think that just adds such an elegance to the book right off the back right here. So I love playing with these punches as well. So I think I did leave a couple onto my Amazon store, so you can check that out, and I found one identical to that one as well. So on the last two pages we have a gatefold and then a belly band here as well. So for magnets, I'm going to be using the 10 by 1 millimeter magnets because I don't want to add any bulk to these pages. So I'm just gonna open these up, and I am actually going to use 2 sets of magnets here. So I'm just going to secure that with my tape. You can also find the magnets on my Amazon store, link below. I'm always refreshing the vendors because these magnets sell out pretty quickly. So if you didn't find one last time, make sure to check back and see the new links that I added. So I am going to add the back here, and then we're going to add our tape with the sticky side facing up, and we're gonna place the magnets the same way that it was landing here. And now we are just going to close this page. Make sure the magnets or the tape really holds in there as well. So that is going to be the magnet for this page, and I don't need a magnet there, but I do need magnets here. So for this page here, we will add the magnets on this top flap. So again, I'm gonna use 2 magnets along this side, and I'm just going to secure that with my tape, and we're gonna do 2 pieces. Put this one here, okay, and then I'm going to add the other magnet, and we're going to transfer it to the page. Okay, so we're gonna put the sticky side up, and we are going to actually try not to press these too much because you want to maintain the expandable function of this pocket. So if you press this too hard, you're not gonna get that. So you want to make sure that your gusset here on the top is perpendicular and is standing up, and here as well, and you want to open that as much as you can, and that is where those magnets are going to be. And now that I have them, now I'm going to press down. Okay, so that way we still maintain this expandable pocket instead of like pressing it down. Okay, so now I'm going to open this up and just secure these magnets here. So I'm just gonna rub the tape in, and I'm totally using the wrong tool, but it's okay. I just want to make sure the tape is glued. Okay, so that is that page. Then when we turn this to the back, we have these other one. Now I'm not gonna add a magnet here yet because I think I'm going to do a little pop-up here, so I might need a different type of magnet. So let's move on to the gatefold. Now for the gatefold, I usually add a center piece to it, and then the magnets will go on the center piece. So we'll do that one later as well. So I think we're good to go, but actually, you know what? I am going to indicate myself that I'm going to add a magnet there before I glue any paper. Okay, so that's what the X means. I just want to make sure I don't glue paper in there. And now let's go ahead and select pages. I love this here for the cover, so I'm just going to start cutting now. Because I have the edge punch here, I don't know exactly how much I'm gonna cut these, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of pencil marking, so I know I want to cut these right here. And then for the length, you know, these page measures, I'm gonna measure this because I forgot. So this page measures 9 3/4, so you want your design paper to be cut at 9 1/2. So I'm gonna cut mine. Okay, so here I have this piece, and then this is actually the leftover, and I think this is perfect. Yes, so this can fit on the back page here. So I'm just going to take off the tape, and we are going to glue this down. So when I add my design paper, I first add it on the areas where I know it's going to be showing or where I need it for decoration, and then the areas, for example, inside where I know I'm going to be adding pictures, I don't do my paper. I will just go back and add my scraps, use my scraps to add some details, but for the most part I won't worry too much at the beginning about the inside pages. So now this one I'm gonna glue right here. Okay, so we're just going to add that right here. So very simple, quick. And so that's that. So now for the back here, I usually like to see my pages next to each other because these are going to be continuous pages like that, and I like my paper to coordinate. Now for these double pockets, you can definitely work with scraps here, so you can leave that to the end, but I'm going to select a design that is going to go on this page, and there's so many beautiful pieces on this collection. It's really hard to choose. Like, I want to use all of these little cards as well. Okay, so then this one I just used, so maybe I'll go for something a little bit lighter for this page. Okay, so I'm gonna use this design here. And again, so for this, I know the width of the page here already. Actually, I'm going to measure that so I know. The width, of course, doesn't change unless you have one of those openings on the side. Then I will do some pencil marking. So my width is 7 1/2. So I know all my pages are 7 1/2, and the paper is going to be 7 1/4. But for the length, because here I have the edge punch, I'm going to mark right there. So I'm going to cut right here and at 7 1/4. Okay, so here are my pieces. This is the one that will go up here, that will pencil mark, and this is the leftover. And I'm actually doing the cutting on my cutting station instead of on camera, because the other paper trimmer that I usually have more handy on my table here, the blade is just really old, so I don't want to use it until I replace it. So we're just gonna glue this piece right here. Okay, and I'm actually gonna open this up so I can press down. So I'm going to put the other piece on the inside of the pocket. Even though this is a little bit small, that's okay, because I can add a little trim in there using some other design paper here from the collection, or we can add some pretty lace. So I'm just gonna take off the tape, and we're gonna glue this down. I'm just gonna put it right here. And there you go. Now, because I have this piece and I want these two pieces to coordinate, I'm going to use this leftover piece to cover this bottom pocket here. I might need to use a different paper for the other ones, but at least I have one that will coordinate. So this is again 7 1/4, but I'm going to pencil mark right in there. Okay, so now I'm just going to glue this piece down. Okay, and then we are going to just move on to the next page. So I'll come back to that once I have some scrap pieces of paper, and I'm going to move on to the next. Okay, so again, I'm going to just pencil mark the side, which is right here. Okay, and then I know the length of this page is going to be 9 1/2. Okay, so here we go. Now I'm just going to glue this piece right here. Okay, so now for the next page, which is the gatefold, I want to use the window page, and so the gatefold is basically going to be the window who is going to that is going to open up. And so instead of adding magnets here and a centerpiece like I normally would do, I'm going to add 3 magnets here to just close. That way this is going to be kind of like a little bit more hidden in terms of being a door, you know, a set of doors. So I'm going to add 2 magnets here and 2 magnets on that side. Okay, so now I have the magnets added, and I'm going to center the window on the page. So basically this page is going to be cut from here to here, and then it's going to be 9 inches, 9 1/2. And I'm going to also mark the center where I'm going to split this in 2, and I'm going to cut these and I'll be right back. Okay, so here we have the pieces, and I'm just going to go ahead and glue these ones down. So the way you want to glue this is really close to the edge. That way it looks like one continuous piece. So I'm just gonna match it up to the other one, and there you go. So now we have the window, and it looks like one page, but it will open up like that. And we're gonna do the insides later. And now let's go ahead and finish up with this page. So I'm going to use this piece here. This is from my scraps when making the dress form, and so I think it's really pretty and it fits perfect on this space. So I'm going to center the mirror between the belly bands here, and then you know the width is going to be 7 1/4. Okay, so now we're just going to glue these down. Okay, And then for the inside, I'm actually going to cut a whole page. You could only do a section here and a section there, but I don't like doing that for my belly bands because then when you put your photo mats in and out, they always get stuck. So I'd rather just cut a full piece. So this is going to be 7¼ by 9½. Okay, so I'm trying to see which side looks good. So I love this print, but I think on that side it's a little bit too busy. And then the other side is a little bit more settled. So I think I like it better this way because then it makes the image on the center kind of stand out a little bit more. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to add some glue here. And then we are going to add this here again. Okay, and then you want to center this page, and there you go. Okay, so I'm going to start adding my pages onto my book, and then I'll continue adding more details later. I just want to see it come together, and I want to see how much room I have for the inside covers. I think the inside covers for this book are just going to stay plain, but we'll see. So I'm going to peel off the tape, just a little section, and we are now going to find the center. So the center is not going to be your expandable pocket, but it's going to be the flat pockets. So you will only see one opening on this side that you're adding these to. So I am going to insert that, and then we're going to make sure it's center up and down, and then you're gonna press down and remove the tape. Okay, so here we go. And then we are going to turn this over and remove the tape from the back. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same for the next page. So for the next page here, I actually had the gatefold go this way, but it's going to have to go in this way. So I might have done this upside down, I'm not sure, but that's okay because the gatefold at the end looks really pretty as well. So I'm just going to add this up. So there you go. Now we have the pages added. I'm still going to finish up covering some of the spots. But what I'm gonna do now is just cut the papers that are going to go on my inside covers. And so we have this one here, which is the same that we have there. So I might put this one at the ends actually. And then the other one is this one here, which is really pretty as well. So I'm going to cut these two pieces at 9¾ by 7¾ Okay, so now I'm just going to glue these two pieces down, and then for the inside front cover, so for this page I am going to be adding some little features using the cut apart sheets. So I think this is gonna look really cute in there. And then for the back, I've got my other piece. I'm going to glue this one down, and I think this one I'm just gonna keep plain. Okay, so I'm going to be separating these images here, and I'm going to be adding little booklets for this section. So I think I can probably only fit 4 of these, so I'm just gonna pick 4 of my favorites. I definitely want to include this one here, and maybe I'll do the 4 of the ones that have the girl in there, and I think they will look really pretty. So let me go ahead and cut. So here I have the pieces that I cut out, and then I went ahead and cut 4 pieces of heavyweight cardstock, and these were cut at 6.5 by 4.25, and we're going to score these pieces at 3.25. Okay, so we're gonna be making little booklets for each one of these cards here. So that's how we're going to put it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up with these other ones as well. So I'm going to add some magnets to keep this closed. So I'm using the 10 by 1 magnets also for this. And so I'm going to do one here on the outside and one all the way in the back. Okay, and then we're going to glue one of the cards here on the front, and that's gonna cover up that magnet here as well. So we're just going to glue down this piece. Okay, and then I'm gonna press down here, and there you go. And then we're gonna do the same with the other ones as well. Okay, so here I have the 4 little booklets, and I'm going to bring my book back, and we are going to see how you want to put them. So I want this to be kind of like the stages of whoever this book is going to, like if this is a quinceañera or a wedding or a sweet 16, and so we can put inside how the girl is getting ready, and I think it will be really pretty. So I think I'm just gonna place them like that. I just think they're so cute. I love this one, so I'm gonna put that one on the top. And okay, so I think I'm gonna put them like that, and I'm just going to now glue these down. So we're gonna add some glue and put this in. And then I was also thinking, when you open this up, you can either have the room for 2 pictures, or if you like, you can add like one of the cards here from the other ones. And for example, you can put this beautiful one with the dress, and then we can put a picture of the dress before, you know, she puts it on. And let's see here. So now let's work on the inside of this page. So I'm going to use a piece of cardstock that measures 6.5 by 9 inches. And along the 9-inch side, I'm going to score at half and at 4 3/4. Okay, half and 4 3/4. And then along the 6.5, I'm going to score at 3 1/4. Okay, and then what we're gonna do is a little bit of cutting. So first I'm going to fold these along the score lines. Okay, so on this side that doesn't have this 1/2 inch, we have the 1/2 inch on one side and nothing here. So from this end, we are going to cut along the center score line like this. Okay, and then we're going to fold this in half, just like that, and mark along the score line. Now what I'm going to do is add double-sided tape on the 1/2 inch. Okay, so I'm just gonna add one long piece right here, and then I'm going to fold this in half again and do a cutting here on the 1/2 inch. We're just gonna cut these 2 corners off. So there you go. So now we have the score tape here. So you want to fold these 2 pieces to the side where you have the score tape. And so now we're going to go ahead and glue these pieces in here as well. So I'm going to also be adding magnets on this page. Now I think I'm actually gonna do the magnets on the inside. So I'm just gonna glue these ones down, and these are 3 by 4 cards. So when I add the magnets, I'm just gonna cover those up with pink cardstock. Okay, so I'm gonna glue one here, and I'm picking the perfume bottles, but you can definitely pick whichever you like, or you can leave it open so you can put a picture on it. And here we go. Okay, so I have that, and then I'm gonna open that up and do the magnets here and here. Okay, so tape Okay, I just ran out of the other one, so sometimes I have multiple open. I don't know why. Okay, so I'm gonna put these and these here, and then 1 and 2, and then we're going to add the tape with the sticky side up so we can get that closed. Okay, so there we go, and press on the sides, and same thing here. Okay, and then I'm just gonna cover this up with the pink cardstock, and I am also going to cover up the inside of this page with pink cardstock. So I went ahead and cut these pieces, so I'm just gonna glue them down. Okay, so here I have this piece, and I went ahead and put the paper inside as well. So now we're gonna fold this back, and we are going to place this with the stickies or the tape side out, and I'm just gonna angle it. So you want this corner here to touch on the bending line. Okay, so again, make sure when you fold this is the corner that needs to go on this bending line. So I'm just gonna fold this back and place it like this. So first I'm going to place the button. So I'm gonna take out the tape on the back, and we are just gonna put this one right there. And then I am going to remove that tape, and we're gonna close this page, and you want to make sure that the tape is touching here also. Okay, it's a little bit bulky, so let's see. Now when we open this up, we have this little feature here, and then this is also a booklet, and you can add a couple little pictures there as well. So then along the bottom here, I'm going to be using some scrap pieces of my design paper just to give it a little bit more detail, and this one I have to trim a little bit, but I am also going to be adding a magnet, so I'm just gonna mark here where I need to trim this, and I'm also going to be doing 2 magnets to keep these close. So if you don't want to add this little piece, make sure you add your magnets before you glue your pink paper. So for this ones, I'm going to use the 10x2 because it is a thicker magnet, more stronger, and then also since this page is bulky, it won't bother too much that you are using a bulky magnet. So I'm gonna put it over here. Okay, so there it's escaping from me. Okay, so we are going to put the magnet here, and I put it away from the edge, that way we can glue around it. And then we're gonna do the other one. Okay, so this is a little bit stronger, so what you're gonna do is add a little bit of glue, and you're gonna close these. Okay, and sometimes the magnet will pull on the tape, so it won't really stay, but now you have the glue mark in there, and then we can just put it right here, and then we can add the design paper on top. Okay, so I'm just gonna glue this down right here. Okay, so I'm just gonna line that up. Now this area where the magnet is, it will be a little bit bulky, so don't try to press too hard so you don't wrinkle your paper. I just press on the top and the bottom. Okay, there you go. And then I'm going to glue this other one, and there you go. So now we're done with this page with the pop-up feature in there. I love how that looks. Okay, so now what I'm going to do next is, so for this one I'm just gonna cover it with plain paper inside, but let's go ahead and work on the booklets that we're gonna be adding onto each one of these pockets. So for this book, we're going to create 3 booklets to put into our loaded pockets. So if you're making this book for Happy Mail, you can just load the pockets with all kinds of goodies. And if you're doing this for memory keeping, you can definitely do some booklets as well with me. So I'm going to be using heavyweight cardstock at 8.5 by 11, and I'm going to use lightweight cardstock at 8.5 by 2 inches. So for the first booklet, I'm going to score 4 of my cardstock pieces at 5.5, which is right down the middle. Okay, and then we're gonna fold these in half. So I'm going to be using 4 pieces. Then I'm going to use 3 of my 8.5 by 2 inch pieces, and I'm going to score at 1 inch. Okay, so I need 3 of these for these booklets. So then we're just gonna fold this in half, and we are using these to connect the other pages together. So I'm just gonna fold along the score line, and then we are going to basically connect these on the same side. So we're gonna glue one of these pieces down on the side here. So we're gonna glue these on the close end, and I'm just gonna line it up to the edge. Okay. Then I'm going to add glue right on this 1 inch as well, and we're just going to add the second piece of the booklet just like that, and then I'm going to continue adding the other 2 pieces. And then we have here the first booklet. So I'm gonna put this on the side and work on the next one. So for the next one, I'm going to do the same with the pages. So I'm going to score at 5.5, and I'm going to use 3 pages for this one. Okay, so now we have these 3 pages, and I'm going to use 2 of the connector pieces. For this one, we're going to add the connector piece on the open side of the page. I'm going to add my glue, and so we are going to, so adding this one on the opened edge, and then we're going to add glue on this side. And we're gonna place the next one on top, but you wanna make sure that you are gluing on the open edge again. Okay, so just line those 2 up like this. Okay, and then we're going to add the next connector piece also on the open edge. And this way we're creating an accordion booklet. So for the next one, I'm going to start also with a piece of 8.5 by 11, and we're going to score at 5.5 and fold along the line. And then I have 4 pieces of 5 1/4 by 8 1/2, and I'm going to score these ones at 1/2 inch along the 8 1/2. Okay, so I'm just gonna do that. And then we're going to fold along the score lines for all of these pieces, and we are going to add these pieces on the inside of our card. So I'm going to glue one on the top and one on the bottom. So I'm just going to add my glue, and I'm going to place these right here, and then we're going to do one on the bottom. Okay, and I'm gluing this really close to the edge because I don't want these to be touching the bending line. Okay, these flaps. And then I'm going to do the same for the other side. And I'm going to decorate each one of these. So again, I went ahead and cut these pieces, and I think it would be a really cute idea if you're using these for a bride or a sweet 16 quinceañera. You can have a whole little booklet dedicated just to like finding the dress. Wouldn't that be cute? Because that is an event on its own and an adventure. And then just different, like if this is a wedding, you can do one for the ceremony and one for the reception, or you know, different stages. But anyway, so I'm going to first cover this up with the pink cardstock, and I think I'm gonna back these ones on white so I can have that pretty white border also. Okay, so I'm going to back these pieces on the white cardstock first, and I'm just going to decorate the covers. I'm not going to do too much on the inside to avoid the bulk, because these are going to be going inside the pockets. So I'm going to do some pink for the background, and okay, so we're gonna do one of those, and then the image, and then I am going to use my scraps, my little scraps. So I cut these at 5 1/4 by 1, and this pink is 5 1/4 by 8 1/4, and I'm going to add these ones on each side here. Okay, so we're gonna do one on the bottom and one on the top. Okay, so just like that, and there you go. So now we have one little booklet. And there we go. So now we have our booklets finished, and all we're gonna do is add them into our pockets. So I think I'm going to just start with the dress. And so yeah, so I hope that you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that you give it a try. You can visit Crafty City, where you can find these beautiful kits, and I do have the coupon code that is worth 10% off anything on the store actually. And so yeah, I really had fun creating this book with you. I hope that you had fun as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.